Muscle Farm presents Demarte Pena versus Alain Ilunga.
And now, let's take an in-depth look at the athletes in this episode's main card bout.
Demarte the Wolf Pena, the undefeated EFC Africa featherweight champion.
At this point in time, Demarte the Wolf Pena is the most dominant champion in EFC Africa.
It's amazing looking back at Demarte's debut to where he is now. He has grown into a true champion.
Taking his first EFC Africa fight on only 2 days' notice, Pena has redefined his strategic and brutal style with every appearance, molding himself into the unstoppable force he is today.
In his last successful title defense, we saw Demarte Pena come out. He was aggressive, he came forward and he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Look for the finish and look for the kill.
He wants to finish Abdul tonight. Finish the takedown, picks Abdul, slams him down.
Pena retains his title.
Every fight is just an opportunity for me to prove myself.
Every time he fights the biggest fight of his career.
In his last fight, Abdul got under his skin and we saw an angry wolf step into the hexagon.
We expected him to quit along the fight, and we didn't think it was going to happen that soon. We wanted to grind him from first round to however long it takes.
His jiu-jitsu wasn't as great as he thought it was, and the game plan worked because he did break.
The one thing we've always seen with Pena is how much better he gets every single time he steps in the hexagon. He is one of those fighters that just gets better and better and better.
Everything's changed, and it's just from his hard work and determination of training.
Before, I was training as an amateur, fighting like a pro, and coming here was the best thing I've ever done for my career. For me, the biggest thing is my willingness to keep going when things are not going well for me. And I really want to win, and I believe I know how to win.
Demarte Pena is still the champion and still undefeated in EFC Africa. It really is going to take something special to get that belt away from him.
He's the undefeated champ 5 times. How can you underestimate a champion like that?
Going for my 5th defense is just his first time, and I'm going there to become champion once again.
Demarte had a lot of doubters in the beginning, but nobody questions him now. He is the undisputed featherweight champion.
Alain Commander Boy Ilunga, the most dangerous athlete in the featherweight division.
Alain Ilunga comes from a pure striking background and he possesses some of the most dangerous kicks in the game.
Big kick fired off by Ilunga. Jura race. Oh, big body kick and another one.
Alain Ilunga's kicks finish fights. End of story.
Alain Ilunga has knocked out no less than 2 of his opponents with a single leg strike. Now, having added impressive submissions to his ground game, he sees nothing standing in the way between him and the title.
In the Marcus Talliard fight, we saw him come in and display how good he actually is in the stand-up game. He picked him apart, hit him with tons of body shots, and then finished him with a submission.
People underestimate or haven't seen yet is Alain take down somebody and pin them down.
He's not just a stand-up fighter, he can go to the ground and finish things there too. That was a wake-up call, and they should take him seriously.
Iloko mingi batu babosa na kayangwana Alain Ilunga aza MMA fighter. Naza K1 fighter te.
When he was landing those kicks on Talliard, it was actually painful to watch.
People think a lot only for Alain's kick. Alain's a good MMA fight. We don't worry about stand-up because we already sorted stand-up.
In the Wesley Hawkey fight, he came in as a big underdog and he pretty much shocked everyone when he got the victory by submission.
It was a big confidence boost. He got to show a bit of his ground game.
Nazolo bakuna santimate pona sepesa public mukolongo ezali eokoma. Bomona o Alain Ilunga zali na kubeta.
There were a lot of critics before the Hawkey and Ilunga fight, and he came out and he silenced every single one of them, and he proved that he is the legitimate contender.
He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's explosive. I know he has what it takes.
Alain est souvent, Alain c'est un bon travailleur, il est déjà très dangereux.
He came into EFC Africa predominantly as a high-level striker, and now with those 2 submission victories on his record, he most certainly possesses a great ground game. That is something that's going to scare the rest of this featherweight division.
They're in for a surprise. It's definitely going to be a ground battle. He's going to be on top, and he's going to be grinding and pounding.
So expect fireworks in that night.
Alain has been the surprise package in the featherweight division. Is he going to spring another surprise in this upcoming title fight?
Alain!
Alain Commander Ilunga.
EFC Africa 24, the continent's two best featherweights will go head-to-head as the undisputed, undefeated featherweight champion Demarte the Wolf Pena puts his title on the line against the lethal kicks of the DRC-born Alain Ilunga.
He's going to fight smart, but he's super aggressive now, and he's going to come and bring the fight to Ilunga.
He wants to be the aggressor, and he wants to be the one pushing the pace on the other guys, and he doesn't necessarily like to get hit.
Ilunga poses a different kind of threat, something that Pena has never faced before.
I don't think Pena has faced an athlete like Alain. I think he's in for a surprise because he's fighting a different level of athlete.
Azab na best fight that has a chance. Nga Alain Ilunga.
The one thing Pena is not going to be in this fight is a punching bag. It's going to be interesting to see how Ilunga is going to deal with that pressure when he comes forward.
I'm going to put the pressure down. He won't be able to deal with what Demarte's going to throw at him.
I will put the pressure on him. We'll see how he handles when he's getting hit.
They think he's one-dimensional. They're making a big mistake because he's coming in there. He's going to take Pena down. He's going to hurt him.
It's not a question of if he's going to take the belt. It's a matter of when he takes the belt.
Will the Wolf keep his undefeated record intact, or will Commander Boy get his hands on featherweight gold? It's Demarte Pena versus Alain Ilunga.
In the one corner, we have the reigning defending champion Demarte Pena. He's done it all. He's faced a ton of different opponents. On the other side, we've got a little bit of an unknown entity. But the big thing is, Alain Ilunga can take away that title with one single strike. That should be something that'll be in the back of Demarte's mind.
Alain Ilunga is Demarte's biggest threat to date, and he might just possess the key that unlocks the Pena puzzle. That's what makes this fight so interesting.
It doesn't matter what he decides to do, you know. It's about what I need to do on the night.
But no survivor, public obalinga ngai, baba keno Alain Ilunga as a new champion and EFC 24.
I have absolute no doubt that that belt will still be mine.
This is my time.
This bout is presented by Muscle Farm, the athlete's company. And making his way out to the hexagon, the challenger, Alain Ilunga, a 5-1 record. But Commander Boy has got some lethal knockout power. And he's definitely caught the attention of a lot of people in EFC Africa, Dirk.
Well, a 3-fight win streak that he's riding, victories over Marcus Tulliard, Wesley Hawkey and Ashley Calvert. You know, you look at Wesley Hawkey on that list, he's a guy that was outstriking and outpointing Demarte Pena in their title fight, and then Pena submitted him in the 4th round. And Ilunga finished him in the very first round with the guillotine choke. That's the common opponent that the two of them have, and you know, just based on that, he is definitely, most certainly a credible threat. He possesses that kind of power in his kicks like we haven't seen in this cage, especially not in this division, where he's stopped Marcus Tulliard, Ashley Calvert with exactly the same kick. And it's just so difficult to prepare for a guy like this, for someone like Demarte, because he hasn't faced someone that's got the kicking level that Alain Ilunga brings to the table.
Now, Dirk, you make a good point. His striking, unbelievable, but he's also answered a few doubts about his ground game too, hasn't he? I mean, he's definitely come on in leaps and bounds and wants that title so bad.
Well, after that onslaught to the body to Marcus Tulliard, we saw him pull out that second round triangle. Wesley Hawkey first round guillotine, so he's definitely got some submission skills. We'll just wonder if the actual pressure of this co-main event, if that'll get to him.
Everlast, the official equipment and apparel partner of EFC Africa. It is a big occasion for Alain Ilunga, the biggest fight of his career to date, and he's up against a guy boasting a 7-0 record.
Tough task, but he is most certainly up to it. Leading up to this fight, you actually heard them say that he is already looking past Demarte Pena. This is just a stepping stone. They want Boyd Allen, and they want that to be the first title defense. That is a very bold statement to make. Of course, Boyd Allen, training partner of Demarte Pena. You know, that's something that also got under Demarte's skin, and he really wants to go out there tonight and prove, which he has done time and time again, that he is the best featherweight on the African continent.
Hails from the DRC, Alain Commander Boy Ilunga. Looking to add the featherweight title to his name.
Didn't have too much of a bad weight cut. Alain ilunga made the weight quite easily. Says he's coming out of his camp with no injuries to speak of. And just really ready for the challenge at hand.
You think he's feeling nerves? I mean, the reason I ask that is because he's such a supremely confident individual.
It's the biggest fight of his career. I'm sure there has to be nerves for him.
Just always looks so cool, calm and collected. Alain Ilunga in the hexagon, awaiting the undefeated champion, Demarte "The Wolf" Pena. 7-0. Dirk, it's an incredible record.
He has had to work in pretty much all of his fights here that we've been calling. He's gone in as the underdog in those bouts. I think this is the first time he's actually coming in as a favorite to retain his title. So he's a guy that's had to overcome a lot of criticism from a lot of people, and a lot of it has to be said has been unwarranted because every single time he got his hand raised.
The Wolf Pena, just 24 years old, and already making a massive, massive statement in this weight division.
Coming out of the Fight Fit Militia camp, being taken care of by Norman Vessels, Richard Kwan and Neil Keister as their jiu-jitsu coach. Preparation-wise, everything has gone as well as it can in camp for Pena. In terms of his own sparring partners, he's got a heap of some of the best in the country. So he's going to be ready for this bout without any doubt.
You made the point that he trains with Boyd Allen. I mean, Boyd Allen is a phenomenal fighter. I mean, I couldn't think of better preparation for this fight.
Well, Boyd Allen's got a victory over Alain Ilunga, and that is something that, you know, the two of them are the same weight division. They train together every single day. They are sparring partners and they roll together. So he would have definitely tapped into Boyd Allen's psyche and just chatted to him about ways and means and how the fight actually went, how strong the guy really is during that bout. You know, from Ilunga's camp, they say he came into that fight with a lot of injuries. But either way, tonight it's between Demarte Pena and Alain Ilunga.
Pena also possesses an incredible history. He's the grandson of Jonas Savimbi, moved to South Africa in 1998. When his father, UNITA General, was poisoned, unfortunately passed away, and his mom decided South Africa would be home. And he's made South Africa his home. He's made the featherweight division his home. Demarte Pena, the champion in the hexagon. FitExchange.com brings you the tale of the tape. 2 years older is Pena, but it's a massive reach advantage for Alain Ilunga, 7 centimeters. Over to Shane the Duke Wellington with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. 5 championship rounds for the EFC Africa featherweight title. Introducing first, the challenger. He's fighting out of the red corner. This man is a kickboxer with a professional fight record of 5 wins and 1 loss. He stands 1.79 meters tall and weighs in at 65 kilograms. He's fighting out of Parklands, Cape Town, Alain Commander Ilunga. And now introducing his opponent. He's fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional fight record of 7 wins and no losses. He stands 1.71 meters tall and weighs in at 65 kilograms. He's fighting out of Sunning Hill, Johannesburg. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed EFC Africa featherweight champion, Demarte "The Wolf" Pena. And when the action begins, our our referee in charge of the hexagon is Vickers Swart.
The beautiful EFC girls, proudly brought to you by RDG, driven by perfection. Laura, Ino, and Naomi. Maxim magazine brings you round number 1. Maxim, what guys want. The champion, Pena, in the yellow and black. The challenger in the black and gold.
Immediately closes the gap as Pena tries to get that takedown.
Pena will look to avoid standing and trading with a dangerous striker like Ilunga.
This is long reach that he's got on those kicks of his.
There's a 7-centimeter reach advantage for Ilunga.
Definitely be the game plan is to actually close the gap. Fighting the clinch, pressing up against the cage, possibly look to get it to the ground.
Ilunga, on the other hand, will prefer to be standing, but he's done well to avoid being taken down.
Pena playing to the official that Ilunga's grabbing his shorts.
Demarte looking rather muscular, so strong.
He has put on a lot of size since starting to fight. The first time he fought for EFC, he barely made featherweight. He was nearly in the bantamweight cutoff, and now he actually has to cut about 6-7 kilograms to when it comes to weigh-in day, so he's perfect for a featherweight now. He's up against the cage. Feeling quite comfortable from here. Pena's got that right arm of his trapped with the overhook.
He does. Crowd chanting Pena here, the big top arena at Carnival City. Carnival City, the ultimate gaming and entertainment destination.
Pena keeps on just landing those small shots. Now looks for that guillotine choke. It almost looked like Ilunga was setting up for a takedown. Pena tries to spin him around to get his back to the cage.
Pena looks in control. But up against the fence. He's under pressure from Ilunga now. Right in front of Demarte Pena's corner.
Very comfortable in his own corner. Ilunga just keeping Pena pressed up against the cage. Pena's the one landing the shots from this position though. Nothing really significant as yet.
In terms of the judges scoring, Dirk, and your back's up against the cage.
Yeah, it certainly does look like Ilunga is the one dictating terms here, even though Pena's landing all the shots. That's why Demarte is trying to spin him around and push him up against the cage. It seemed from these initial exchanges that Ilunga might be the stronger of the two, but now Ilunga's trying to actually take Pena down.
Yep. Ilunga seems to have taken some damage above that right eye of his.
And immediately, after Ilunga shot for that takedown, Pena keeps it back standing. Now Pena looks for the trip to get Ilunga down. There's corner saying, watch the guillotine. And Pena again swims in.
Pena looking for the takedown. Ilunga so strong. Blocking any attempt by the champion.
This is in many ways how you can impose your will on your opponent. Pressing them up against the cage and just continually working.
There's 5 rounds, 5 championship rounds as we near the end of the first.
Pena's turned Ilunga around, works in some foot stomps.
You don't see those often, Dirk.
A lot of fighters actually enter into gentlemen's agreements backstage where they say you won't do that. Clearly they haven't got such an agreement.
You can see Demarte Pena didn't want to touch gloves.
Does look like Ilunga might be cut from somewhere.
I think it's above that right eye.
Pena gets the takedown with 15 seconds to go in the round. Basically what he did to Abdul in pretty much the same position as well.
Right.
In that title defense. Worked his brutal ground and pound from there.
That's the end of round one.
Very, very nearly looked like he got that guillotine choke in, but Ilunga probably knew that it was close to the end of the round.
Round two gets underway with Maxim Magazine. Get your copy today. Dirk, the big question, muscle fatigue after that, especially in the clinch. Must be very taxing.
Doesn't look like they're doing much, but pressing up against your opponent and constantly fighting for position, that really is incredibly tiring. Pena looks like he's comfortable to stand and trade now, but it's probably just throw a couple of shots and try and set up for that takedown.
Wait for his
Not
opportunity.
just go in blind.
Ilunga does have that reach. Pena.
I haven't seen any kicks from Ilunga as yet. Also be an option of theirs to avoid the kicks, to avoid the takedowns.
Does leave you exposed.
He comes to sit for the takedown, especially from those leg kicks. See Pena immediately try to catch it.
Signal his intentions there. The champion.
It's one of those signature body kicks of Ilunga's, and Pena throws a leg kick of his own.
It's back. There's Pena. Oh my goodness.
Straight over the top of Pena's head. And here Demarte's corner saying keep tight.
Gotta be aware of the power of Alain Ilunga.
And Ilunga does have that ability to switch stances from orthodox to southpaw.
Pena's fine.
Yes, doesn't seem to need any time to really recover from that. As Ilunga trying to set up for the kick, Pena goes for the takedown. Now Ilunga's in the top position.
Pena looking to escape here.
Could be looking for the sweep here as Pena does have that right arm trapped. Here Norman Vessel's very clearly in the corner, look for the sweep.
You can hear that. There you can hear the instructions clearly.
Very
barked
vocal
out.
in the corner is Norman Vessels.
I'm still trapped of Alain Ilunga.
Doesn't really look like he wants to set up for the sweep here. Pena just striking from the bottom with those elbows. Ilunga's got the top position, but he hasn't really done much with it.
Free there, the right arm. Get some ground and pounding. Pena holding on very tightly.
Looks like he's trying to set up the guillotine choke, and Ilunga just pulled his head out.
Definitely a cautious approach from Ilunga, Dirk. He knows how dangerous Pena is on the ground.
Pena's the one just throwing shots from the bottom. Ilunga's had this top position, but hasn't done anything with it.
Right in front of the Fight Fit militia. Norman Vessels and Richie Kwan.
I don't know why Pena hasn't tried to set up the sweep just yet. Striking from the bottom continually. And Ilunga hasn't really done anything from this position. But Pena has been active and he has been working off of his back.
He's clinging to that arm of Ilunga. Right arm going nowhere.
His left arm is free, Ilunga's, and he hasn't tried to throw any strikes with it.
Pena up against the fence.
10 seconds remaining in the second round.
Pena looking for the armbar. Oh, but it's Ilunga. The champ unfazed. As round 2 is a thing of the past.
Interesting round to score. A lot of the times referees look at the person that was in the top position, and in that round it was Ilunga. Looks like his corner is trying to pop his shoulder back into place. Interesting to see what's going on in Ilunga's corner. They've been working on that shoulder of his. Looks to be okay now. His team wants him to work more in this third round. It's interesting, Ilunga had the top position, but like we said, CSN, more often than not, the referees look at the top position, even though he didn't do anything with it, and Pena was striking from the bottom. It just looks like he's the one that's in control.
Maxim magazine brings you round number 3. Maxim, what guys want? Commander Boy takes on the Wolf for the featherweight title.
Pena just trying to close the gap. Doesn't want to stay.
Switches stance, does
Ilunga? Range of those kicks of Ilunga's.
Some seriously long legs, does Ilunga.
We haven't seen that same aggressive Alain Ilunga that we've seen in these past couple of fights.
That's why it begs the question, is he showing a lot of respect to the champion? Doesn't want to make a mistake. Was it a case of the pressure he's under?
Possibly the fear of being taken down.
And I suppose knowing that there's 5 rounds, not just 3.
He could just be pacing himself. But we're down to the last 3 rounds now, and he hasn't really done all that much.
Not enough to dethrone Demarte Pena.
Pena's definitely fighting the clever fight.
Pena's been here, done that 4 times already, looking to make it a 5th time.
Pena's corner get tight to Mark. They want him to close the gap. Ilunga again swings that shoulder or arm. Spinning back fist.
Almost caught Ilunga.
Pena. Now Pena coming forward, shoots him for the takedown. Ilunga avoids it.
Ilunga keen to keep it standing.
Pena possibly trying to get the takedown. 2 minutes, 30 seconds of the third round.
Once again, in front of Pena's corner.
Pena's back pushed up against the cage. Ilunga just quite happy to work, stay in this position. Dirty boxing by Demarte Pena.
Pena trying everything to get us back off the fence. Now it's Ilunga dishing out the foot stomps. Almost flipped Ilunga around.
does look like Ilunga is the stronger one in these exchanges, because Pena has tried to flip him around a couple of times and hasn't been successful.
Height advantage.
Just swim in does Pena. Elbow over the top by Pena.
Ilunga invites Pena to the center of the hexagon. Just over a minute remains in round 3 of this featherweight title fight here at UFC Africa 24.
Pena disengages and Ilunga has to reset. Crowd getting impatient.
What's been said about Pena's ability to finish fights? Dirk, considering some of his history, your thoughts?
Finished Wesley Hawkian. Abdul Hassan was a doctor stoppage after the first round. But he also has a couple of decisions to his credit.
This is true. Closing stages of round 3.
It doesn't seem like Pena is quite as aggressive as we've seen him in his past fights, and that's same thing goes for Ilunga as well.
Maxim magazine brings you round number 4. Maxim, what guys wants?
Pena again shoots in for that takedown, but unsuccessful, and he's back pressed up against the cage. Ilunga now trying to come over the top with an elbow.
Similar scenes from previous rounds. The champion with his back against the cage.
Very different fight from that title defense we saw against Wenzel Nel.
Definitely.
And now Pena gets Ilunga to the ground, and he's in top position.
Pena will be a lot happier with this position, that's for sure.
4 minutes to go. The 4th round of this bout. Pena trying to set up for a Kimura.
Pena looking to dictate terms here.
Wants to push Ilunga's head against this cage and start working some more aggressive ground and pound. Very good from this position is Pena.
Lacked venom, hasn't it? Very cautious from both fighters.
Trying to get back to his feet, but Pena's going to keep him on his back.
Right in front of Pena's corner once again.
Covering up the body where Demarte Pena is throwing the knees.
Ilunga is looking to stand up here.
Now Pena's will look like he had that one arm trapped of Ilunga's.
Try.
Swat also having a close look here. What has happened from this position? Now Pena tries to pass.
Using that short elbow. Good effect. Is the champ.
This is in the corner. Alain Ilunga will never stand up from this position, so Pena can work.
The mind games. Incredible.
possibly start to work a bit more. Tries to get the mount. Lets it go straight back into half guard.
Pena's grinding out. Making life very difficult for Alain ilunga.
Pena tries to get the mount, but Ilunga's wise to it now. Let to go in the 4th round.
Good job, boy. Good job. Brilliant. Brilliant. 1 minute. Elbow, left elbow now. Yes.
Very mature Pena.
The body by Pena.
Phased by anything, but Dirk, you're right. He hasn't come out as that aggressive Pena that we know. Sticking to the game plan. Catches ilunga with that right hand.
In this position, he's not going to make any mistakes. Now he landed 2 big shots. Maybe the most significant in this fight from this position for him. Just really smothering ilunga in this position. Ilunga, every time he tries to somehow get back to a position where he can get back to his feet, he gets put back on his back, and Pena hits him with 1 or 2 shots.
Those elbows. Oh, here we go.
Pena landing a couple of big shots.
Unleashing as a champion. Ilunga survives. And at this stage, Demarte Pena looks to be holding on to that belt. Round 4 brought to you by Maxim Magazine. What guys want. The approach from Ilunga here, Dirk.
Ilunga has to finish Pena without a doubt. He has to try and get that knockout, or he has to get that submission victory. And Ilunga's not really doing anything that shows that he really wants this.
He needs to find that aggressive Ilunga, doesn't he? He needs to dig deep here and produce that animal.
He hasn't really threatened, and Pena hasn't really been in trouble once in this bout so far. Even in the stand-up exchanges where a lot of people felt that Ilunga would have a massive advantage, Pena hasn't actually shied away from that, and he's quite comfortable from that position. Use that to set up for his takedown. Ilunga hasn't really landed anything significant.
No, he hasn't. Trying to catch Demarte Pena now with that right hand.
Minutes, 30 seconds to go in the 5th and final round.
Ilunga's going to produce some magic here, Dirk, if he's to lift this title.
We certainly haven't seen the same Alain ilunga as we have for the last 2 or 3 fights.
Needs to produce some combos, do something, put the pressure on the champ.
Pena throws that double right, sets up for the takedown. Again, pressed up against the cage. Ilunga has got Pena's back to the cage, and now Ilunga looked like he wanted to set up for a takedown. Similar position as all previous rounds now, with Pena's back to the cage and Ilunga standing in front of him, pressing forward.
Time running out for Alain ilunga. Also running out of options. Ilunga's doing everything he can.
He's pushing forward as Ilunga, but he's not landing any shots on the inside. He's not attempting for the takedown. He's pretty much just in the same position, waiting for Pena to do something and possibly look to capitalize off of that. So far, that hasn't worked for him. Pena's got that.
Down they go.
Got the hooks in. And now Pena again from this top position in the half guard position. This is where we finish the second round. It's before he unleashed towards the end of it.
Ilunga's trapped up against the side of the hexagon.
So more of the same here from Demarte Pena, just working away, grinding. Swung exploded a couple of big shots at the end of that fourth round. A minute remains.
Pena's wrestling pedigree, showcasing it here. Just grinding out Alain Ilunga.
Ilunga hasn't really looked like being able to do anything from this position with Pena on top of him.
He's been smothered by Pena, hasn't he?
Odd seconds remaining in this fifth and final round.
Ilunga's going to need a miracle at this stage.
Seconds to go.
Pena with the right hand. At this stage, Dirk, you must feel the title's not going anywhere.
Definitely doesn't look like it. Pena's the one that was doing all of the fighting for the 5 rounds.
Demarte Pena and Alain Ilunga go the distance. Looks to have done enough to retain the belts. The Wolf, supremely confident after that display. This action replay is brought to you by One Plan Affordable Healthcare for more South Africans.
The kicker went right over Pena's head early in the fight. Takedown that Pena set up.
Frustrating fight to watch for the fans. Sometimes you have to sort of play it safe, especially if you want to hold on to that strap there.
You have to grind out a win, and it's not Pena's fault that Ilunga doesn't have his same wrestling pedigree. He has to go where he feels he's got the advantage, and he definitely did grind out that victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges have scored this contest 50-46, 49-46, and 49-46, declaring the winner by unanimous decision and still the EFC Africa featherweight champion, Demarte the Wolf Pena.
I'm here with your winner and still the featherweight champion, Demarte the Wolf Pena. You must be very happy with that.
You know, this year has been so great for me. The belt is great, but I'm so thankful for the people that I have around me. My team, I love you guys, Norman, Chef. My family, thank you so much for the support. Above all, this is to God. And I want to thank the special guy that's guided me as well through this fight, my good friend, Brett Jones. He's done a lot for me, and thank you very much. Glory to God, guys.
Well, coming into this fight, you really just grinded out this victory. Very, very clinical.
And I want to say sorry for the fans. I was really scared of the body kick because Elaine's got really good kicks, so I had to keep the distance. So thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy the fight. Follow me on Twitter, The Wolf Pena, hashtag 8-0, baby.
Well, congratulations, another successful title.
This is my night, but Soldier Boy, let's go!
Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Demarte the Wolf Pena.